I'm not letting them take him, the George Pickering story. In early 2015, George Pickering was a father in crisis. His son, George Pickering III, had suffered a devastating stroke that left him in a coma and placed on life support at Tomball Regional Medical Center in Texas. Doctors delivered a grim diagnosis: irreversible brain damage. But worse, hospital officials were preparing to declare his son brain dead and remove him from life support. George was no stranger to heartache or hardship. He had a history of emotional turbulence, exacerbated by a drinking problem. But beneath it all burned a fierce, unshakable love for his son. When George learned that the hospital had started the process to harvest his son's organs, with the permission of George's ex-wife and one of their other sons, he snapped. On January 10, 2015, George did the unthinkable. He stormed the hospital with a handgun, demanding that the medical staff halt all procedures. He barricaded himself in his son's room, refusing to let anyone pull the plug. Staff and patients were evacuated. A SWAT team arrived and surrounded the building. For hours, George stayed holed up in that room, weapon in hand, clinging to the faintest flicker of hope. And then, it happened. During the standoff, George claimed he noticed his son squeezing his hand, showing signs of consciousness. Against all odds, George III was responding. This wasn't just denial or grief. Medical professionals soon confirmed that the young man was indeed showing improvement. Eventually, George surrendered peacefully and was arrested. He was charged with 2 counts of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. But as news of what had happened spread, public opinion shifted. Many saw him not as a criminal, but as a desperate father acting out of love. In court, even George III stood by his dad. He credited his father's reckless but determined actions with saving his life. The charges were eventually reduced, and George served time. But he didn't regret what he had done. There was a law broken, but it was broken for all the right reasons. I'd do it again. It was a case that challenged conventional ideas about medical authority, parental rights, and the extreme measures love can drive us to. George Pickering didn't just fight the hospital. He defied fate, and for once, fate blinked. Things are happening. You never know it until you are told.